Next up with the Synergetic Press, we have Wendy Tucker. She is Ann Shulgin's daughter, and she is here introducing her new book, Come on Stage. And I'll give Wendy the floor to talk about her great latest work.
Hi. So my name is Wendy Tucker, as you just heard, and I own Transform Press, which is the book company that my mom and Sasha created in 1991. And the reason that they created this press is because they wanted to put their work out in a time of really harsh prohibition. They wrote, their first book is called Pikal, A Chemical Love Story. And Pikal stands for phenethylamines I have known and loved. And Tikal, which is the second book, is Tikal the continuation, and that is tryptamines I have known and loved. So they were worried that Sasha's work over decades would be lost, in a fire or confiscated, because during 1991 it was a time of harsh prohibition, and it could have easily been that the DEA or the powers that be would have taken his work. So the only way to ensure that the work would never be lost was to publish. No other publisher would touch these books because, the first half of each of these books is a story, a really nice love story with Pikal. It's their story. But the second half is all chemical recipes for psychedelic drugs, most of which Sasha created himself. So they self-published, created Transform Press, and these books have become foundational texts. You can find them in almost any psychedelic chemist lab. Since then, we've published some other books, two of which I want to talk about today. And the first one is a course that Sasha taught at San Francisco State University, and it's called The Nature of Drugs. And this is actually, there's 3 volumes. This is just the first one. The third still has yet to come out. But this is a brilliant book because it's Sasha at his best. My mom used to come to the class and just hit record with a cassette recorder every single lecture he had. So we had the whole thing on tape, and we had to transcribe these tapes. It was really difficult because Sasha talks so quickly, and he meanders a lot. So getting it into a readable form was tricky, but they're brilliant because you really hear Sasha's voice come through, and he is such an amazing teacher. So he doesn't just talk about, he talks about everything. He talks about cognitive liberty. He talks about what really is a drug. He was such a brilliant person. So you really get that with these books. The third one is going to come out hopefully within the next year and a half. We're still working on that. But I highly recommend checking these out. The second book I want to show you is Ergot Alkaloids, and this is actually a book by Albert Hoffmann. But this book was never in English until we published it. So it took a lot of work and a lot of collaboration to get this into where it is, but I'm going to read a couple of parts from the beginning. This is Amanda Fielding talking about this book. The story of how Albert Hoffmann's wonder child was born is often told as if it had been a mere accident. But to Albert himself and to those who knew him well, it was no accident at all. Lysergic acid diethylamide, or LSD, was the offspring of both mystical intuition and scientific rigor, a twin force which seemed to propel Albert toward his discovery. Ergot and its alkaloids would become the fruitful yarn from which Albert would spin and weave his chemical tapestry, creating a beautiful artwork of compounds and medicines, which included the most potent spiritual catalyst humanity has ever seen. This book represents a comprehensive record of Albert's groundbreaking research into ergot alkaloids, finally translated into English. And this is from Paul Daly, who helped tremendously with this book. When dimerticorn alkaloid was published, 4 years had elapsed since Ken Kesey's first experience with LSD as a volunteer in U.S. Army projects, later revealed to be part of the CIA's mind control program, MK Ultra. Sasha Shulgin's discovery of highly potent and long-duration amphetamine psychedelics had not yet been published, let alone released into the nascent San Francisco drug scene. And it would be yet 10 months before the Beatles made their debut on American television. This is all just for context. We have much to contemplate as we look forward to rehabilitating LSD and the pantheon of known psychedelics, bringing them back from near oblivion. So this book is really a piece of history, and now in English. And these are all of the Shulgin books and the Transform Press books are available at the Synergetic bookstore. And then I also want to mention that I am the board chair and executive director of the Shulgin Foundation, a nonprofit I founded in 2023 after my mom's death in 22. Its purpose is to preserve their home and Sasha's iconic laboratory, which is a very important place in the history of psychedelic science. He created over 200 novel compounds in that laboratory. It's small, it's tiny, it's like something out of a movie. The lab feels like something between an alchemist's chamber and a scientific shrine. It's still active today and will continue as a place for scientific inquiry into the future. This place we call the farm, it's the Shulgin Farm, is an amazing location. The work that Sasha did there, not just the chemistry, but the research group that he had to test the compounds that he created. There are literally thousands of altered states in the land there. Between the house and the lab, when you come there, you feel it. You feel it in the property. It's a very important place to preserve, so we're really working hard to do that. We do have the capital campaign, and you can go to shulginfoundation.org to find that information. And any help at all is wonderful, because this is really something that needs to happen. I believe that one day this place will be a historic landmark, and it really should be. And I want to mention that, this is, yes, it's a Shulgin legacy, but this is really all of our legacy. This is where what we are experiencing now came from. So it really belongs to all of us. So I invite you to participate with us in whatever way you want, but just to go to the website and check out what we're doing. We are not going to create a museum. We're going to create a living place that has events and classes, and we have a lot of ideas. So thank you very much.